Could a few pounds of rotting meat bring down an entire empire and end the Romanov dynasty? June 27, 1905. The battleship Potemkin, the ultimate pride of the Russian fleet, sailed formidably across the Black Sea. But deep within its dark bowels, hell was boiling over. The sailors endured inhumane conditions, forced labor, daily abuse, and extreme starvation. On that fateful day, lunch was meant to be the traditional borscht soup, but the meat hanging in the galleys was literally crawling with live maggots. A repulsive stench flooded the lower decks. When the crew flatly refused to consume this rot, the furious captain ordered the rebels to line up on the main deck. The imperial punishment for insubordination was absolute: death by firing squad. The guards were ordered to aim their rifles directly at their own brothers-in-arms. A deathly silence, heavy with tension, suffocated the ship. In that critical moment, sailor Afanasy Matyushenko stepped forward and screamed, "Who are you shooting at, brothers?" The rifles were lowered. The spark had been ignited. Blind loyalty to the Tsar shattered in an outburst of pure violence. The officers were disarmed, beaten to death, and thrown overboard into the freezing waters. Russia's deadliest warship had been seized in the name of the revolution. A crimson flag was hoisted high, openly defying the almighty Nicholas II. The Potemkin set sail for Odessa, seeking to spread the fires of rebellion. There, thousands of civilians rallied behind the mutineers from the city's infamous Grand Staircase. The imperial retaliation was brutal, mercilessly slaughtering hundreds of men, women, and children. Although the mutiny ultimately failed and the battleship surrendered days later, the myth of Tsarist invincibility was forever destroyed in the minds of the people. The armed forces were no longer blindly loyal, and the streets had lost their fear. This disgusting plate of rancid meat set the bloody precedent that, 12 years later, would lead to the execution of the entire imperial family. A rebellion at the dining table was the very first nail in the coffin of the Russian Empire. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. If history moves you as much as it does us, subscribe to The Day That Changed Everything, so you never miss a single event that transformed the world.